right, so let's go ahead and look at this foundation material. As you're seeing here, well, we have all the blank verticals for the 4 managing professional books, and let's look at the foundation. Now, what I want to do here is spend a minute on the outcomes that are specified by the syllabus. Okay, so this is the stuff you have to know. And remember that there's 6 questions, I believe, on the foundation material that you are going to have to be able to answer on the exam. Now, I'm not teaching for the exam, but I'm trying to prepare you for the exam. What's coming up is 4 videos that will be covering this information, and they'll be covering it at a little bit of a greater depth than what's required by the syllabus. But we did that for 2 specific reasons. One, there's enough change in the definitions at the ITIL foundation level. For example, they changed the definition of service. Yeah, you have to know that definition, and if we don't talk about it, I think you'll be caught hanging if you haven't had that foundation. We're now talking about value co-creation, which I think is a very important piece. And that will come up in the definition. So pay attention to these foundation level definitions. Now also in that materials for the student on the website, we have included the glossary. Okay, so a freely available glossary that we can distribute. And so again, I would be looking at that, and surprise, surprise, there are more than 1 or 2 changes to these definitions. They have modernized them a little bit. And they have made them a bit more relevant, I think, for today's digital age. So that being said, so we have at Bloom's level 2, that's what the BL2 means, and so that means you just have to understand the key concepts of service management, and these are the definitions, but they point out 4 specifically because we are always talking about service delivery, the service consumption, service provision, and the relationship within services. So those 4 things, service offerings, service provision, service consumption, and service relationship management, make sure you know those solid. If I remember, I think I had one of those as an exam question, okay? The next 4 bullet points, they're asking you to know what the guiding principles are. Now, if you took the ITIL practitioner class in the 2011 version of ITIL or ITIL V3, you'll know that there was 9 guiding principles. Well, they have consolidated, and now there's 7. You absolutely need to know these guiding principles. And as we go through the slides, you'll be seeing where some of those guiding principles are coming back into the concepts that we're talking about. We have little icons all over the place. Next one is the 4 dimensions of service management. Again, we all remember the 3 C's, or no, the 4 P's, oh my gosh. We have the 3 C's of trustworthiness and the 4 P's of service strategy and the 4 P's of service design. Well, we have now the 4 dimensions of service management, and I think you'll enjoy those because one more time, they've made it more relevant because they've wrapped it around the axle of PESTLE. And you should know what PESTLE is, but if you don't, you'll learn it in the slides. And then the last 2 is talking about the service value system, and that's the whole crux of ITIL 4, is looking at that service value system and the different activities that you need to go through, and then also the central activity within that service value system is the service value chain. And as Doug was alluding to before, you know, we've talked about value chains in the past. Well, we need to look at them here from the ITIL perspective. And so we'll be spending a little bit of time around that service value chain. In the full ITIL 4 foundation syllabus, sorry, I had to think about how to say that, they do discuss practices. From a very high level, they do discuss, I believe they do all 34. They do. The full ITIL foundation is only testing 17 of them, if I remember the numbers right, and only maybe 6 or 7 of them at a higher level. But if you have that ITIL 4 foundation book, you know, give it a read and see what they're saying around these ITIL practices, and just start maybe getting ahead of the game. So you're going to be watching 4 videos around those topics, and we'll see you when you get done.